everybody.
This is not Smash or Pass Pokemon Edition.
I wasn't gonna say it this time.
No, but I wanted to cover my asses. So, if you guys might be wondering, hey guys, why are you talking during pre-stream? It's because things keep happening that I'm not
Because this
allowed.
game keeps doing things.
It's like, okay, that's normal. And then, like, here's the thing where I'm like, I click, I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's whatever. And I click the thing, not really thinking anything of it. And then it's like, oh, whoa, but, and I'm like, excuse me.
Like, this is definitely one of the games ever.
This is definitely the game of games ever. So, there we are. What do you mean encoding is overloaded? Calm down. What encoding is overloaded? It's a... For reference, it is a single screen. Like, it's not... Nothing is happening. That's why there's no...
It's because you clicked the thing.
Oh god, I clicked the thing! Boo! Now there is slurping, and it's not coming from me, so Vesper can't get mad. Alex and I have drinks and snacks, because the game does a lot of talking for us. Great.
It do.
We just react to game.
Oh, while we're in pre-stream,
What?
I want to run an idea by you.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Because I've been trying to find ways to incorporate, like, mechanics into D&D fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't just have, like, AoE markers be, like, all the damage, because then you'll just move out of them and not take any damage ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking of making them, like, an extra thing that a boss would do. Like, he'll do his turn, and then he'll put a circle in a 10-foot radius around him, and if you're in that circle at the start of his next turn, you take, say, 1d6 damage, and then next time he does it, if you're in it, you'll take 2d6 damage, and then so on and so forth.
So you're talking about modified lair actions.
Kinda, yeah. Or, like, he'll mark each PC with a color, and they have to take it to a corresponding colored orb, or they'll take damage.
Final Fantasy 14ing this.
Yes, I have very long. I have wanted to put Final Fantasy 14 into D&D, like, mechanics wise, because I think Final Fantasy 14's dance mechanics would fit D&D very well. I just don't know how to do it without either making it too punishing or you take no damage ever. And I think making it like a smaller, just like extra thing the boss doesn't do too much damage, but if you mess up, there is consequences. I think that's a way to do it. Or like maybe and it could be like positive mechanics too. Like maybe the boss is protecting some orbs in the arena, and if you break one, you get +2 for the rest of the fight.
See, we've seen a game use mechanics that get frustrating. That's fair. See, now what I would do is rather than giving stuff, like in that case, give stuff a bonus, give your boss a debuff, because that's less math people have to worry about.
Oh, yeah, that way it's not like, oh, well, if each of these orbs gives +2, we should stack them all on one person, and then that one person gets to do all the damage, and everyone else just sort of sits there.
Yeah.
It could just say they don't stack.
That's true. That's another thing you do. I guess it's like a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Cases, if you will.
Like, like Winter, I know, like we've had a game use mechanics that got frustrating, but I feel like that's because the mechanics were too complex. I feel like if we toned down the complexity of the mechanics, and instead of making them requirements to beat the boss, they were just extra interactions that the boss had.
Spoilers for the end of Critical Role Campaign 2. I'm pretty sure they just brute forced the last boss fight, even though Matt made it very obvious. Like, if they did the things you're describing, it would make the boss fight so much easier.
Oh, are we talking about the Nonagon fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right. But yeah, I would say never make a boss fight unwinnable.
Unless you do a specific thing.
Yeah. Or at least, if they're supposed to kill something a certain way, at least make the boss go away for a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so
that is fair. They do add time to a game that already has very long combat.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna remove the starting screen so then everybody can see.
Alright,
guys, hey, you might remember this screen from the first time we played. Because you guys all demanded, we're like, play again! And I'm like, okay. I've done this already. I've entered in the time, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's like hey, maybe there's a secret or something, and that's why it pops up again. Or whatever. Because I'm like, why wouldn't the game just read my computer clock?
Yeah, your clock.
Like, why wouldn't it do that? Ever. Yeah, that was weird. It's like, oh, maybe it's gonna put in the time thing or whatever. No, I'm not stalling with vocabulary. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna hit confirm. And then this popped up.
Hang on. What?
And then it tells me to click.
Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at midnight and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. That feels very Monster Prom-y, honestly.
Yeah, that does. Also, this is the new screen now. This is just the screen.
Yep. We just have the Stanley Parable 2 now.
Yeah. This is the thing we have, guys. I don't like that ominous red light.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No!
We don't skip.
No.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
No,
he sat at his desk in room 427 and
we are cowards. We don't want to kill the narrator again.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
One of the new emotes we're going to swap out. I'm going to put an anti-skip button.
How long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Or was he?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Stanley Parable 2.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Welcome back! I got an achievement for turning the game back on. Also, guys, I just want you all to know that 4 Cheese Ranch dip, or ranch dressing slaps.
Hell yeah.
All his co-workers were gone.
Bucket tin. Okay, I'll go get the bucket.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket Chan.
What's the balloon? Happy 12th birthday, Stephanie. Sorry. You're already hungry? Guess what? I'm hungry. I'm streaming on an empty stomach here. Well, that's not true. It's a hungry stomach. Anyway, guys, we're just gonna go now. No, I'm just gonna put it in the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
We have to do the escape ending with the bucket.
We did do the escape ending with
Nope.
Oh, no, you mean that ending.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
We never saw what happens
if
if you go to the left with the bucket. Oh, wait, no, we did. It was a broom closet. We went both ways with the bucket. Never mind.
Yeah. But... Is there not a broom?
Might be around another corner. Nope.
Still no one was here.
Huh.
Stanley needed the bucket's
The broom
warmth and
closet's
comfort
gone.
now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office.
The
was
broom
where he
closet
found
was,
out.
No, it's here.
no,
Okay.
never mind,
All right, we
never
found
mind,
it.
okay.
We found it.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet. Simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Bucket sticker. Oh, hold on. I want to see if I can get in here. Ooh, I can get in the executive bathroom. There's the collectible. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisps.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I can't wait for people to cosplay as Stanley with the bucket at Comic-Con. Oh, I could cosplay as Stanley with the bucket.
You could. That would actually be a very easy cosplay.
Why would you want to... You know what?
Wait. Isn't that the window you can break to leave?
No. 'Cause I can't jump, remember?
No. Oh, right.
The window you break to leave is, it's in the first room.
Stepping
Oh.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender
8,
spiritual
6, 7,
connection he
5,
shared with the bucket
3,
that he didn't notice the
9.
keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes.
I like
that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
He's very proud of himself.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, mind control facility.
Nope. Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
The portal now,
As
boys.
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
What viscera is in the bucket?
What?
Have you not seen this setting before?
Oh, it's been a while.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What? Bitch, excuse me. Where's my bucket? You took my bucket!
It died.
Fuck you, I had the bucket on the way out.
Oh, is this a museum ending?
Yeah. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like the bucket itself, humankind is frequently empty within in a cavernous void, but through the use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with it? Words. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind that it may be words? You gonna be bucket smart or bucket dumb?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. That is more than 25 buckets.
Nah, it's 25.
There was a line here a hot second ago. Oh, bucket. I missed what was in there. Probably collectible. Oh, bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. That's amazing.
You'll never know what's in that
There's
bucket.
stuff up there. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket! Stress bucket, the analogy. The stress bucket presented without commentary. Yeah, that seems legit.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's actually a legit, like, model for, like, mental health. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga.
All right, Alex, you read this one.
This feeling.
Alex,
Cave
make a
drawing.
copyright strike. Gosh, read.
Well, we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. We do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good.
Incredible. Magnifique. Jump into the hole.
Yep. What?
Up, up.
Motherfucking now, bitch! I'm walking on
But
sunshine.
there is something we can do.
What?
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Alright, I welcome our new bucket overlord. Bucket-chan is now Bucket Senpai.
No, it's what is it? Bucket Sama.
Bucket-sama!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a meeting. That wasn't there before.
No.
Excuse
Wait, hold
me.
on. It was Figurine Finders Committee.
Yeah.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley
I gotta do this
embraced
again.
the bucket.
I have pain chips.
Pain chips?
Yep.
Nice. I have sugar snap peas.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That's different. It's
There
different.
will be a reward for finding.
Ooh. Trust the completionist instinct. Small floating objects disappeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There is no memo from management. When you tell you spotted one, what makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Maybe we are the collectibles. Big leads are hard to find. Follow the clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Thank you. Good luck.
No, not good luck. It's good luck.
To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using our array of cardioid microphones. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be a reverberance off of a porcelain surface. Anyone have any idea on this? Wouldn't you like to know? Oh my god. You see this drawing?
Yep.
Oh, somebody got censored. Guys, this kind of language is not acceptable on this channel.
Correct. You say fuck or you say nothing.
Someone in the cargo room. Employee 2-1 building a bridge. Why wouldn't they just tell us something has happened? This investigation. This room, they feel pointless to be on.
Take and Dre your band.
Can we sell them? Obviously. Do we need contracts for them? Why are they floating? Magic Dreams, our quarterly success magnets training exercise.
How many of them are there? 151.
Gotta collect them all.
At least 150.
This shows me where they are. Somewhere both red and blue. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. A large room, lots of boxes. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Cool, okay.
Stanley, we must move on
I
from
just
this
want to do it
broom
again.
closet, simply because I have no
Alright,
time
we're
to
going
stand
downstairs.
this. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is red and blue at the same time.
Yep.
Aha!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
I
What
like
name
Figlies.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I want Gerard to do this game.
Oh my god.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Where's my bucket?
Indeed. Now he noticed the rooms were repeated.
It never
which
was
of course,
your
very
bucket.
I
now
had
he
stick.
felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket
God.
after the next. None
Oh,
of
God.
them were his. None of them were his special bucket. Come to me, Stanley. Find me. He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Did I just get chest bursted by a bucket?
This is the story
What the
of a woman named Mariella.
What the fuck?
And this is how you jump out the
Mariella
window.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game, it could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I love this game so much.
This is such a good game. I love the narrator. I love that man. Hey, what happens if we don't take the bucket?
I don't know. It might just give you vanilla endings,
Maybe.
is my guess.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket.
Bucket.
Hey, here we go. No bucket. We're going bucketless.
Bucketless run.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Check the...
Right. I should check the thing. Okay, yeah, we got red and blue. No, we didn't. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue, and a large room with lots of boxes. I know where the 2 is. Red and blue, I'm still not sure.
Yeah, I thought that was...
Alright, cool.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got
Yeah.
back. Coming to a
So this is giving you
staircase,
vanilla
Stanley
endings now.
walked upstairs
Okay.
to his boss's office.
That is what you abandoned bucket teammate for.
I get that. Say, that's a lovely purse, sorry. Now I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Yar har fiddle dee dee.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Good night, Tick.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Yay!
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She killed us! Why else is she running?
Mm-hmm.
Why else is she running?
Also, like how she just didn't call an ambulance, even though she said in a moment she would call an ambulance.
All of his co-workers
Yeah,
were
would.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had... Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Bucket. Alright. We're going to be chaotic
Stanley
bastards.
clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt
What
the
chaotic
bucket calling
bastardry
to him,
are we doing?
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful
It's
the
the
bucket
Jofas.
turned out to be.
Is the Jofas. Now we sit here and wait for all the dialogue to go through. Oh, upstairs.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
I don't think the narrator can be mad at the bucket. Like,
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
you ever think it's less about us, more about the bucket?
All the damn time.
All the time. It's always about the bucket.
Stanley decided to just
It's
give the
always been
bucket
about the bucket.
absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Very special connection. It's like the special connection I have with these sugar snap peas and ranch. Is that a coffee stain? Hold on. There's a coffee stain on the carpet!
Oh, yeah.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No. The room with lots of boxes.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Alright, where are you, you son of a bitch? You're in here somewhere. What the fuck?
How?
Ah.
Aha!
Aha.
Parkour.
Parkour. Parkour. Ah, made a bridge.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Isn't I? This is the kill floor down there, but like the gamer in me is like, there's less fall distance, less fall
It's like,
damage.
you could, yeah, like you could survive that.
Oh, what? Hold on. Yo.
Oh, yo.
Yo. I'm glad I didn't go
Hello?
across the cargo lift.
Hello.
Oh, whoa. Hello, what's this? That's a lot of cassette tapes. Hold on.
You bet you can't crouch.
They all say narrator dialogue. Calm down.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
Evidence number 252.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
Oh, we zooming in.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything
Oh, whoa.
makes.
Bucket lore?
The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
We have to check this without the bucket.
Still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
Correct.
Why everything feels so What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
All right.
But I
Come
have
down.
to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
You want anybody catch that?
Gamborata.
All right, hold up.
All of his co-workers were
Hold on,
gone.
check the
What
monitors.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
What?
This turned that way. Why is it turning that way?
Did it?
Yeah, it always turns that way. Now it's turning to the left.
Squint. Was that file cabinet always open over there?
Which one? This one?
Left? No. Well, no. The other one. That one. Nope. Left. Left. Left.
This one?
That one. Yeah.
Maybe? No bucket.
Bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
No, we're
this
on a
was
mission.
not the correct way
We're
to
on
the
a mission.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
On a mission.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Yeah, for
just
like
to
2
admire
seconds.
it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. We're on a mission.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Gotta go that way. We're getting lore, fam!
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far
Ooh,
off the
surround
beaten
sound.
path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the.
I hit stop.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly
I
and trite
mean-
explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie
You
where it
literally
turns
did
out
that
all to be
twist,
in the
like,
main
2
character's
endings
imagination,
ago.
you must
Yep.
absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
I really don't.
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Yeah. Okay, I got the jingle. Very important that we get the jingle.
How wonderful. Stanley was
Oh.
alone. Finally. This
Oh.
is great, he
Not-
thought to himself.
You
This is what I
duped
wanted
me.
all along. I got what I wanted.
I got... I think I prefer the Eldritch Bucket version.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
I don't like the way he said that.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, I did not.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Now we're going across the cargo lift.
And here it was.
Yeah.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Excuse you!
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. Hold on. I'm getting no.
No, just because you insulted Bucket Sean.
Nope.
You can't say Bucket Sean is wrong.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
It's
Go
me,
there.
boy. I'm the PS5.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Gambata.
Oh, you think that ties into the... ties into that?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
And I could just jump off. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a way to get on that railing and go that way. I think I screwed that up. We'll come back and do that again.
After we blindly follow the bucket's instructions.
Yep. And in backwards. Never mind.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
But I can unplug the phone.
But do you want to?
Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Did you say? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Oh, God, this is going to be great.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
I'm glad I
How
unplugged
can
the
it
phone.
be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
I'm here for the political
if you
enemies
ever told
part.
a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
I'm doing the pose.
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
Wow.
When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny
This
with the
saying
funny.
is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times. just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence.
Excuse
and
me?
to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Guys, I think we found out what the McGubber.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I'm so
All
glad I unplugged the phone. I am so glad I unplugged the phone.
Wait.
Yeah?
Okay. We go back.
Yeah, it doesn't reset. We just go back. Ah, great. Now there's a fence.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Guys, I didn't think we were gonna get lore. At all. For anything. Oh. Maybe you're wondering, Stabby, why are you tank controlling? It's because I have a snack in my hand.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay, go back to... Hold on. Go back to the right door. Let him tell his story.
Nope. Shut
Nope.
up.
You gotta.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Stabby, please know that I'm committed potato crimes now because of you. Good. Do we go right again or do we go left?
Yeah, no, go right. Go right. Come on. Let him tell his story.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
What?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'm gonna keep doing it. This is a multiple branching path.
What? We're back
The phone's still unplugged.
No.
Okay, yeah, no, go left this time.
Here we
because
go.
that was
you
the
ready? When
that was the
Stanley
same as
and the
last
bucket
time.
came
No,
to a
that
set of
ended
two
faster.
open doors, they entered the
Did
door
it?
on the left.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try one more time.
What?
We're back at the phone already? No.
It's ending
No.
faster.
Here we go. You ready?
It's
When
not.
Are you
Stanley and the
sure?
bucket came
It's
to a set
not.
of 2 open doors,
Okay.
they entered the door on the left.
Okay. I'll go back.
No. You were supposed to go through
There
the
you
door
go.
on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away
I like
from
now we
the
just have to
fun of
sit through
Stanley's
bad
obsession
bucket
with the
jokes.
bucket, which was the whole
What do you mean they're
point of
great?
it. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
That feels like something that would happen at the SCP offices.
That's a Portal reference.
Is it?
Yeah, because Gabe Johnson makes recorded messages.
Oh, gotcha.
He was like, hey, stop making them. And he's like, I'm gonna make more! Alright.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Alright, we're gonna answer the phone this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Are you going to try jumping off onto
cargo
the railing?
lift,
You're going to
yes.
answer the
Go
phone this
there.
time?
Go to the cargo
Fun.
lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how.
I wonder if this one's
bucket
just
was
going to
speaking
clown
to
on
him.
us for falling
It
for
should
it.
have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket
I
had
kinda wanna get
spoken to
clowned
him,
on.
and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I mean, we are clowns.
Yep. We're clowns.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the...
Wait a minute.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
I had to make sure I could do that. The beige pages! 427, I played the demo. Adventure awaits. The freedom ending. Oh, mind control facility. Sunset. Okay. You know what? Not a bad apartment. I like
Yeah.
this weird U shape. It's a little strange, but... Oh, there's Bucket. Hi, Bucket.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your Bucket. Press B to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press Z to take me back home with you. Sorry, press Z.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Oh.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it.
How dare you
It
talk
doesn't
about bucket
do
sound like that?
anything else.
We could put solids in there.
Don't listen to the loud man.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he
jealous.
cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Where's the bucket? Oh, there it is.
Press Y to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Aww.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press V to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
The bucket is a tool invented by the Eldritch Horrors.
Press O to relive this same day with me over and over.
I was saying, better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press M to go to work to home to work to home.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's
That door's
going on?
open.
Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks.
Stop
What's
her,
wrong with me?
man.
I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket,
No.
Stanley.
No,
I
it's
need
our
it.
bucket.
Give it to me
Fuck
now.
you.
Give it, or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. That's not our office. What? No, bucket.
What happens if I don't take the bucket?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
I think
entered
you just,
the door on his left.
You just fucked up this ending.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
I
Stanley
think you just
knew
went back to the
perfectly
vanilla
well.
ending.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
Okay.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'll just go and die.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly. love.
That's the Savage Garden reference.
Yep.
That was different.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, I'm gonna go die.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm gonna test something.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control
Hey
of
guys,
the
did
story
Canadians
and no
have
one
maple
gets to tell
flavored
him what
milk?
to do,
Probably
Stanley left
somewhere.
from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Good.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Alright, yes, I fucked it up.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Now we gotta do all that
Stanley
over
decided
again.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's fine.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Is this Esther's
This is
newest
different.
plot?
This is different.
Don't think it is.
No, it's absolutely different. This is the office. Okay, get the bucket. And you go. There's a special ending you can earn from killing yourself repeatedly. I can't remember if it's the staircase or the platform. Yeah, Alex, this is supposed to be the room with the 2 doors. There wasn't a blue hallway and the numbers are skewed.
Huh.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Oop. Sorry, hold on. There we go.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
I mean, it could be a telepathic, but oh, it's a different button.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen
Oh
to
my
me.
god, you see this MS ass paint?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
What happens if you wait?
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about
Guys
is
are a
this
vampire.
awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
bit sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty
I wonder
bucket,
what
this
happens if we
sort
didn't
of
get the stickers.
shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does
I think
have
it
a
just
nice shine
continues
to
to be a bucket.
Good.
it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
We were warned.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Is it some strange sex cult? Go back to work, Stanley. Okay, that's different!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. A good bucket. A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket. A bucket of... Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
So that's the whiteboard ending. Dog mode! Dog mode! We have to do the whiteboard ending.
How, though? Bark.
If that just makes the narrator bark, I'm gonna scream.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, now what do we do from here? What do we do from here? We go...
Or maybe it's just an like a weird loop.
Chat, do we go left or right? As I try and catch the surf edged. Oh, my Blixer barks! Stabby, yes!
Okay, I think it was just a non-standard reset then.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Wait, what did it say? Oh, this is Fair House.
We need to find red and blue now for the...
I think we have to go right for that. That's the least... That didn't open before. There's an elevator. Why is this panda getting shot? Why is it called business strategy? Hello?
Well, this is distressing.
I don't like that.
Bing bong.
I'm gonna go up.
Oh. Bing bong. Hell yeah. Yeah, you hear it
singing
too?
too. I don't know how long we wait in this elevator for, but
I don't know. Try hitting the buttons again. It just plays music.
I'm going down. So you're telling me this is just a room that plays music and vibrates?
Yes.
They said the name!
This is just a room that vibrates and plays music.
What did he do? He said something about there to being no more words. Oh, that's an elevator. Ooh, computer. Hello. You bitch! Worth it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I know if you speedrun, the narrator gets pissed.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I know what ending we can get.
Hmm. Oh, new ending?
Mm-hmm.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being
234 is all messed up.
monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Why continue singing the elevator music? Because it's a bop. You know how hard it is to get good elevator music these days?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
All right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating,
all the
working,
monitors.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Oh, no, we're not.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Swallows or eagles?
Swallows.
Oh, those are flamingos. Okay, I press this one.
Stanley
it's
flipped
just
through one
cycling
video
through.
of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intention.
Oh, my feet are cold.
Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible
Look, the spoon bell.
discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of
What a
all
way to
the
die.
possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley...
It's a goose!
Yonk. Look at him.
Oh, this is a great turn of events. Yeah, no nuke. You just get birds. That was great. That was great. I
The
like
meeting
that.
room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I have bucket. Don't worry about it. Okay, I need to find another place with another monitor. Oops, almost forgot bucket.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Alright, now we're going all right.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
No
tightly.
business.
This was not
Jumping
going
onto
to the
the-
meeting room.
Yeah.
Really?
Stanley had
Yep.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
I like
Stanley
the
did
danger
not
everywhere
question
sign
why or
over
how
there.
this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, I need a key card. Interesting.
This is just containment breach now.
SCB containment breach?
Yes. Secure contained bucket.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please,
Oh, shit.
step in here for a moment.
I'm on the wrong side of the fence, guys. Oh, guys. It's a whole meeting.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Alright, let's do it properly this time.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket,
What?
not an actual bucket.
But... Sir.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Squint.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Okay, Chad, is that a bucket? Oh no, it took away my forks! Bucket or no bucket? Can't walk over and look at it. Bucket?
Correct. This is a bucket.
Chat was correct.
Chat's smarter than us.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
I can make him look like an idiot next time.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yeah, it's totally a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Why did that work?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Alright now, that's a little unfair.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
No.
I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
Can you put them
But
back?
it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Put it back.
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Thank you.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Fair enough.
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
All right, now you have to do that ending without the bucket.
You want me to just do that vanilla?
Oh, is that already in the game?
Yeah, it's already in the game.
What could it mean?
Oh, I don't think I ever got that
Stanley
one.
decided to go to the
You haven't
meeting
gone
room.
that?
Perhaps he had
If I have,
again,
I haven't played this in 6 years.
How hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
One more monitor. Gonna get those inputs in. Okay, we'll go do one vanilla for Alex.
When Stanley
It has
came
been
to
a
a set
while,
of
so
two
I may
open
be
doors, this
wrong,
was
but I
not the
don't think
correct
I'm
way
wrong.
to the meeting room, and Stanley
We gotta
knew
do it for the
perfectly
homeboy.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, if you knock on a door enough. Get an achievement.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Oh my god, this was here the whole time.
Now listen carefully.
Red
this
and
is
blue!
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
It's the last one!
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real
I knew it was
accomplishment.
through this side.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Alright, Alex. Red or blue?
Oh, I might have seen this one. Blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Turn around.
Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
All right, Alex, where to go?
Third option.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
All right, Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's okay.
It's okay, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings.
Get
Does that sound
roasted!
good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
This is a downgrade.
All right, which choice?
The
No.
one.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to
No,
keep walking through
that was a
doors?
2.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game.
Oh,
I've
is this
been
the
working
baby
on,
one?
And now would be a lovely opportunity
Is
to
this
give it some
the-
playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would
Yeah,
you?
okay, I remember
Perfect.
this one
Let me
now.
boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the artwork
All right, Stanley,
will
you get to
really
play the
take
game now.
notice. But of course,
Make sure
the
you don't
message
fail.
of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't
It's
you
gonna be,
give it 4 hours
6
of
hours?
play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Nope, no, the baby can die.
Oh, it's because of the crying.
Heartless
God.
bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely
Yes.
to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Fireworks!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Oh, this is definitely new.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
Where's Kurt Reynolds?
I love everything about this game, Stanley.
Where's Kurt
And it
Reynolds?
seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I can't believe they went and just were like, hey, Firewatch. There's no Kurt Reynolds, though. I'm upset. Upstairs, of course, on the other side. Firewatch is a really pretty game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good game. Oh, there's another Firewatch tower.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
We're very much still in the woods.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Don't turn on Fortnite. Don't turn on Fortnite. Don't turn on Fortnite.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, but actually, what other first-person game involves walls? Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
What?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
This is funny. Where's the ball?
I'm so glad we did this ending.
I'm so glad we did this too. There's new stuff.
So what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, let's go! Does it do the thing?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
Oh.
Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Oh my lord. Here's the thing, it's the same physics engine.
Yeah. Yeah. They literally just are. You're just playing Rocket
Are you
League.
enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Yes.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose.
Are you?
Since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
So we have Rocket League, time to slam a Spleebly. Spleebly.
Can you jump?
Nope. Alex, come on, there's no jump in this game. It's over this way. Oh, can't go up here. That is a very clear ramp I should be able to get into. Oh, can I jump in the middle? Nope. I'm gonna throw myself into the goal. Whee!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Bye! Now we're in the betas!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, I fell down.
What is this?
You haven't been in here before?
No, I don't think so, at least.
That's different.
Again, haven't played this in 6 years. Basically, everything old is new again.
I didn't do anything.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Both here. Okay, now do we have another input screen?
Well, that was an ending.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's different.
That's just... clever.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figlets.
Oh.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Uh-oh.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more
Uh-oh.
time.
The last time we went there, bad things happened.
Don't hit any skip buttons! I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick while y'all emotionally prepare ourselves for what is about to happen. I don't trust you, Skyrim door. I don't trust you as I dramatically point at my screen as if it means something. I don't trust you. I don't. You are sus. You are absolutely sus. Okay, I'll be right back. Entertain the people.
All right. So, who wants to bet that this is going to be absolutely gut-punchingly terrible again? It's always terrible when we go to the memory zone. It has not been good. No, Winter. No, we don't hit the skip buttons. No, we will not suffer. Okay, but hit the skip button very fast so the narrator's interrupted a lot and see if new ending. Then, no. Why do you two want the narrator to suffer again?
Why are you letting heresy be spoken in our chat?
I'm not letting anything.
Guys. First of all, I don't think we can go to the Skippy Doodah. That's the time I put in the first time. Alright, then I go.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
I knew it. I knew it.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini-Stan? Can you remember?
Yeah, it was under the stairs.
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not
Oh.
the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I
to go making judgments.
Oh. Never mind.
Let's see. What came next? Oh, yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No,
well,
we didn't.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Memory zone's getting corrupted. Nothing is safe.
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
Well, I can't walk
in fact,
off.
Because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
That's a Windows PowerPoint! YouTube! This is amazing. Windows Media, that's what it was. I'm so proud of him. Best boy!
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
It's whooshing. Do you think the narrator is an eldritch entity? Like, I mean, he did give us the bucket.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
I didn't like that TV.
No, I'm not done. I'm not
What?
ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
It's never a good idea to go to the memory zone.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone,
I remember that door being there.
This one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
That room's gonna show up somewhere else.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I will say after this, I should probably call it.
God, we've been going for 2 hours. Damn.
Yeah.
Time just goes shoo.
Listen, Stanley Parable's a time hole.
It is.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
That's not what was out here before.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Okay, it's still moving. The jump circle!
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Don't remember the skip button.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Yep, doesn't matter.
And before everything else, there was your office.
No.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
I'm scared.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate.
I'm
I was
out of
skeptical.
control.
I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship.
This is too meta!
He really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is that it? Or does something else happen? Also, Alex, there's one more thing we have to do before you go.
All of his co-workers were...
Oh, you gotta find that last
No.
input.
Yeah.
This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Oh.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew there was always one more thing!
One more thing.
Grab the bucket. Don't grab the bucket.
I don't know.
I don't see why not.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Hold on, I want to find... Oh, that's not door 430. This is door 430.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, still not feeling it. You see, now that you've gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up.
Excuse you!
Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now, that's the kind of thing that merits an achievement. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
Well, we're looking for the other input anyway. Where's 417?
It's further on.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times.
Didn't I was just... No, gotta go back.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
I don't want...
Give it some bucket love.
No, stop it.
Now back to door number 437. You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
This better be just for an achievement.
You passed. You passed it.
I passed 417, yep.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk.
419. Oh.
Behind you, right behind you.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Chair.
Yeah, I know.
It's cross chair.
Let me up here!
Yes, this is
Did
great.
it.
Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416. We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
What? Phrasing?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 43. Yes! We did it! Wow! That felt amazing.
Got it.
You know, not all buckets will get
You got
this
the
kind
you
of
got the
experience.
achievement.
I got the
They
achievement.
will all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this.
And once you get the
but
bucket
few can
off.
say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket hope today. Stanley, I'm very proud of you.
Now, where's the last input?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
Alex,
left.
can you look it up? Because I don't remember. Where's the last input?
On desk 419, we got on Stanley's computer, it says. You must approach them. The computers found at each location below and click once on them in this order, as well as restart the game in between each input. So restart the game, maybe? Like, reset?
Turn it off. The last time I turned it off and on again, it reset the inputs.
No, like, don't turn it off. Hit escape. Begin the game again. And then check 419. Because,
Oh.
there it is.
Do I get the bucket first? No, because the door will close.
Yeah. I will tell you, it is possible to enter heaven while holding the bucket, but nothing will change with it in hand.
What happens if you push all the buttons?
Nothing.
They unpush after what? Yeah. The sequel is now paused. I wonder if there's like a list of endings that we can let that don't tell us.
Hold on. Have we done all the boot up cutscenes?
What do you mean?
Because there's an epilogue to the new content endings.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I guess we're doing more Stanley Parable next stream.
Okay, because you guys love this so much. So much. Okie dokie. Well, there we go.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you like the stream, make sure to follow. If you want to support us, you can subscribe. It's through Twitch Prime and gets you access to some pretty cool emotes. If you want to watch our VODs after Twitch deletes them, you can go to youtube.com/thesomnicasting. And if you'd like to join a great group of people over on Discord, you can join our server, which Nightbot has been looking in chat all night. But whether you watch 5 minutes, the whole thing, or you're watching the VOD right now, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good night.
Bye!